Andy, come back.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful boys.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another solo episode of Beautiful Boys. I'm one half of your host, still officially, contractually, half of your host, Mike Cannon. With me, as never, for the last 4 weeks. I'm losing count of the weeks. Andy Haynes, he is off. I actually don't know. I don't know where he is, but we talked. He is alive. There is proof of life. He was sitting next to his Chinese nurse in a plaid shirt. He looked pretty good. I assume everything is okay. But yeah, so this is going to be me for the third week in a row, and I completely understand if you're just plumb sick of it. My bad. I don't have any more dads to interview. My father-in-law is actually in Costa Rica, so I'm doing the next best thing to interviewing him. I'm just going to play basketball in his driveway. Look at this. I don't have a boat. On the hoop that I built for my son's birthday. If you're a Patreon member, you know a little bit about that. I'm sure I'll get into it at some point during the episode. I'm probably going to switch scenes throughout this. Like I'm gonna play some basketball here, maybe shoot around, talk to you guys on the camera. Then I might do more of a sit down. And then I talked to my son and I was like, can I just interview you? You guys are gonna meet my entire family. He won't be on camera. He might not even do it. He has already said yes and then no and then yes again today without provocation. I actually only asked him once, and at the first sign of his reluctance, I was like, I definitely don't want to do this. I'm not Macaulay Culkin's parents. I'm not trying to turn you into anything. I just thought it might be fun, and we are down to the wire with a missing episode. So this beginning, I had this idea for a podcast. I was actually going to do it. No, this wasn't the one for Barstool, but I was going to do this episode, this podcast, one of my many ideas that was just called Shoot Around, because I've had some of my best conversations growing up, and also just, with friends or whatever, even fellow comics, of just casually just shooting around, shoot till you miss. Of course, there's a train, how else are we gonna get our Amazon packages? So just know the audio interference is worth it, because then you get your scalp massager. So I was gonna actually turn this into a show. It's kind of similar with the Heads Up with Mike Cannon, where it was just an activity meets a one-on-one podcast, but shoot till you miss. When you miss, you take the layup. I think that's a universal thing, right? If you shoot around with your friends and you miss, they're not just grabbing the board and then dribbling it out and starting to shoot, right? That's heresy where I come from. But I've been involved with just some dudes that aren't basketball. I don't know. It just seems like that's a built-in thing. Everybody should know that rule. But either way. So this is gonna be weird, because I'm gonna dribble the ball around a little bit. That security thing, if you guys can even hear it, is gonna go off. I just figured this hoop is 10 feet. So pretty exciting that your boy still has hops. You know what I mean? It's cool that even at 40, I can still off-vert spring like that and just kind of with ease put it home. So this idea was gonna be with another person, obviously, but since I'm left to my own devices, it's just gonna be with me. I have a few things to discuss. I think I had ideas, and then of course, as soon as I started dribbling the ball, that's one of the beautiful things. That's what I've been seeking my entire goddamn life, is an activity that mirrors basketball, just something that could actually take my brain completely out of consciousness. Like, it doesn't race. It is only focused on one thing. I think I've found that in sewing, an unlikely thing, which I can't wait to show you guys. I have the bag that I made with me. It carried all my computer supplies, my headphones, my microphones. It's a perfect podcast bag. Look at that. And I don't know. Oh no. Oh no! You know what, Nicole, delete that part. Any misses, just fast cutaway. I need to keep up the perception that I used to be able to play. Unless you're Brendan Sagalow, then you don't believe me. What a friend. Man, this week has been wild in the front of parenting for yours truly, because I've been fully, pulling a double. is during the day, I'm full-time dad this week. My wife has a massive wedding that she was doing, and it took up just like all the days of the week as well as the weekend. So, and then it's not like I stop working. I'm fitting stuff in during nap time. Oh my God, I suck. I'm trying to get as much work as humanly possible done in like the crevices of the day, which that's just being a parent, you know? It actually it's nice. It teaches you how to be kind of a work ninja. You figure out how to just sent like 10 important emails while my son was like fucking with his Tony, which, do you guys have one of those? It's like a box, it's an audio box, and they come with these little figures and they're magnetized to the top. And my son, you know, even around 1 was already kind of using it for himself. He just picks a figure, might be Belle from Beauty and the Beast or Encanto or the hungry caterpillar. He loves that motherfucker. And he just pops it right back on, listens to like a half a story, boom, changes it. So actually maybe it's just audio scrolling and it's causing some massive problems. But this week it's been great because it's a challenge. That's fucking hard as shit to just not only, you know, be full-time with 2 kids, but get one of them to camp while maintaining a baby schedule, and then picking up my oldest from camp while maintaining the baby schedule, while getting work done, while operating as a normal human being who then goes out as Batman, you know, jizz joke Batman at night. I'm no vigilante hero. I am but a man discussing the potency of his ropes. But so it's just been like, on that front, extremely tiring. But the shows have been very good. It's like every once in a while, man, the things balance out. As soon as I'm, you know, I feel like Mr. Mom sometimes, and I'm not sure if single parents ever feel this way, but not single parents, I'm not a single parent, but parents that have jobs that, freelance jobs, I guess, or gigs or whatever. So if you don't do the thing every single day, do you feel like you're out of business mentally? Even when then at night, I'm right back in. It's this weird identity shift where like, I'm like, wait, am I Hulk Hogan in The Nanny? Or is that Vin Diesel? But am I actually just a stay-at-home dad? Should I just be a stay-at-home dad? And then I get in front of drunk adults at night and I'm like, no, I'm an animal. I belong with the fucking dregs. Not calling you guys the dregs, but you know, when you're out and you're in a club, you feel like a fucking, like just a subculture. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, so I've been battling, I gotta make an outside shot at some point, but I've been battling this identity thing while also, is there anybody have a 7-year-old out there? 7, 8, 9? Because I think I'm reaching, they're actually, I don't even know if it's an age thing. I think it's a summer lack of structure thing, because camp provides structure for sure, but it's 100% play. And so there's very minimal learning outside of like skills. You know, he's learning basketball and soccer and whatever, and swimming and things like that. But it's just all fun. And I think like there comes a point, and I guess it's August 1st, where the kids are just untenable. It's like you just need to be back in school. You have to have somebody else. My voice, it's almost like an NBA coach that sticks around for too long with the same team. Eventually the locker room just tunes them out. They're like, we fucking get it, man. Pull ourselves up at a bootstrap, play defense, work hard. It's like, your messaging sucks and I'm over it. That's how he is to me. He's like, I fucking have heard your bullshit for a full month and a half now, brother. I'm done. Hello, cat. Whoa, that scared me. The cat hasn't lived here in 45 years. But, oh, what was I saying? I was on a good roll, folks. You piece of shit. Yeah, tuning me out in the locker room because, man, I'm trying to it's like a TV thing, which I'm like, all right, we're back on school schedule of TV. None in the morning, limited after camp. It just like, he's just talking like Bart Simpson, and he's not, he doesn't even watch that type of shit, but he's just like, there's something that happens from too much just sitting there, but still stimulated as if he's like on Normandy Beach. And there's just something that happens in your brain and your body where it's just not, it's not active in a consistent way. So I think they get all fucked up. And he's just been a prick the last 3 days. And I have been letting it affect my parenting. Man, I'm trying though. I've apologized for being up his fucking keister for the last 4 days. And I even said that. I was like, I really just don't want to be. I don't want to be completely slammed up into your butt. I don't want to constantly be critical. I don't want your internal voice to be my shitty voice saying a correction, because it should be cheering you on. And I know that I have to control that. It's just very hard when he's almost decapitating his brother a dozen times a day. It's like, how do I allow mistakes to happen while also ensuring that both kids still breathe? It's a fine line, this parenting thing, not for the weary. And boy, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Because I really want to do it, and it's fucking had. So if you don't want to do it, I could totally understand why some parents are just like, nah, I'm checked out. I don't give a shit. This kid seems like he could breathe on his own, so let him figure out the psychological shit with a doctor later on. I hope you recorded that. I hope you send that to my in-laws. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, so I've had a good but challenging week. Golly, this is... Oh my God. Folks, I promise. I should just end it right there. That should be the end of the basketball segment, but I don't know. I do think this might be a cool idea for a show if there was another comedian. Oh, don't hit my tripod. I would not know what to do if that were to happen. I do think it might be a cool idea, just one-on-one conversation. It would probably break into a small one-on-one game at some point. Maybe a game of horse. You know? I don't know. There's something to that. I also... Ooh, all right, the boys eating up. I was also supposed to do a basketball tournament. I think I told you guys that, or maybe that was on Fat Cannibal. But I was supposed to do a basketball tournament. I'm gonna fucking, the ball, come on, man. Sometimes the ball rolls away and you made it, and that just becomes your last shot. Oh, good thing the driveway isn't fully even. I think it's rolling back. Man, what a sick ending to the episode that would be if it just ends up right at my foot. But yeah, valuable week. I think it's actually it's giving me good perspective. You're not gonna believe what's about to happen. Oh! Oh! I can't believe I just windmilled. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Or actually, probably just skipped right here and you didn't see much of a break at all. But changing scenes, still my in-laws' house, because god damn is this place ideal. It is one of the few places on earth that I can go to and feel like genuine serenity. You know what I mean? Where it's a mix of things. It's obviously the house, it's the yard, it's everything that is like the layout. I mean, the work that my father-in-law has put into this, especially since cannabis has become his primary source of intoxication. And I mean, it's so nice. Plus, I think the comfort level of obviously growing up next door, and just having been here all the time. Like I was watching, I don't know if I said this on the Patreon, but this is for the free app anyway, so I may as well give it to the broad audience. While I was my son had his birthday party here at my wife's house, at my in-laws' house, and this is where she grew up, and I grew up next door. So I was watching my son's birthday party, all of these kids. And granted, I lived here Nicole, I think, moved here when she was like 11 or 12. So we weren't quite 7 years old. But they used to throw birthday parties here. Obviously, it's just an ideal place for that. And I just got hit with this crazy, what is that called? Deja vu, nostalgia. A DMT trip into into every kind of mirrored fractal universe that exists where this potentially didn't happen or versions of it happen or whatever. I got hit with just a gratitude gun right to the chest. And I was like, man, I can't believe that life can be so crazy and full circle where you yourself are a kid in this one place experiencing some of the best times of your life. And then you get to watch your kids kind of have not the same experience, obviously, but a mirrored experience of importance. Like, he's going to remember that birthday party for a long time. I still remember my 7th birthday party. I went to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 with 3 of my friends, and we did karate on each other. And I think we talked about it actually on the dad episode, which again, gratitude ray straight to the chest. Thank you guys for everybody that has reached out from that. And especially those have been like, hey man, I have been listening since 2013 or whenever Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole started. It started way back then. And man, if it started later, I think we would have been truly a huge podcast for all the wrong reasons. So I'm actually another gratitude ray straight to the chest that I wasn't somehow Nick Fuentes. I'm arguing with a flat earther / Sandy Hook truther, and somehow I become the comedic mouthpiece of this movement. God, imagine what a weird life could slalom you in some pretty weird directions. But yeah, everybody who has been listening since back then, where I was at the peak of my alcoholism and saying, really, I regret the way in which I said a lot of the stuff. The things I said weren't like, it wasn't dishonest. I'm not trying to relitigate anything. Like, nothing was dishonest. It was just a little too emotionally raw, and not even a little. It was a lot too emotionally raw, and I didn't have perspective on it. And I was really spouting off at the mouth because I was super hurt and I was fucked up, and I had no sense of stability in my entire life. So I was just like grasping at anger straws and lashing out all over the place. And I feel that way about some people that I grew up with too, which I'm going to be doing a show. This is actually the first promotion for it. October 3rd, I'm going to be doing a show in Rockland County at the GAA, at the Gaelic Athletic Association of Rockland County, located in the heart of Rockland Psychiatric Center. It's where I played Gaelic football. Up Mayo for Sam. Man, that's cool. I think one of you might even get what I just said. But and I'm going to be doing an outdoor show there October 3rd, and we're going to be turning it into kind of a half documentary, half stand-up special, which I'll then put out a proper special of just the hour of material. But, I kind of want to do similar to how I interviewed my dad. I want to kind of reposition my perspective on even my hometown, because I think a lot of people, maybe a lot of people that are similar to me in terms of like sensitivity and angst and existentialism, you had a complicated relationship with where you grew up. I felt very kind of like, I hate it because it's almost, it's too, I don't know. It was like, who could say why you don't like certain things? Politically, I wasn't in line with people. I felt, both outside while also being included. Like I had so many friends, but I still positioned myself outside or as an outsider. And it was just like, I just, grew up with an odd perspective, and I think it's resettled in kind of a nice place. So I want to film a thing about performing home while involving my hometown, and kind of almost as an amends, frankly, like as an amends to my hometown and some of the people that I went to high school with that I kind of flippantly would tell stories about while using full names in the early days of podcasting. And thank God Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole is mostly scrubbed from the internet. Irish Goodbye is also mostly scrubbed from the internet, I think, besides the YouTube channel, but who knows what's still on there. But, all these things, these times that you think the internet is going to, and this isn't an invite to go digging, but I'm, whatever. But it's just, it's it's a weird thing to kind of gain perspective, and I do want to showcase that as an amends sort of thing. That's where I'm ending up on this thought. I just want to be at peace with where I'm from and with people, and I don't want to have apps running in the background, which is like dormant beefs, you know what I mean? Or shit I said, or things that I still regret, and not even like, not big regrets, but just like weird social douche chills. We've talked about it on Beautiful Boys, where it's like that one Christmas I can remember from when I was a kid when I asked for rollerblades and a specific kind, and I got a stack of presents like this because it was a bunch of books and gift cards, and I threw a hissy fit. I was like 12, and I fucking like stomped my feet, and it's like still to this day one of the most like difficult things for me to remember because it's just nails on the chalkboard. Just, I can't believe I acted that way. I was a kid. I should offer myself some forgiveness, but it is like, it's one of those. And I still have some of that running from how I treated certain people in my own hometown. So, you know, and it just comedically, like I didn't mean anything by it. It was just like, I'm just telling stories. And I thought, this is what we do. We're honest. We're open. This is authentic, you know? Meanwhile, they didn't sign up for this life. Like, I'm just being an asshole, which, by the way, if you see this in the foreground, how could you be mad at me? I'm over here in a sewing class, you know? Please accept my apology. But I did make this. I made this bag, and it's fucking durable so far. It's holding laptops and microphones. It's motherfucking reversible. Pretty sweet. I mean, come on. That's not bad. I feel pretty good about that. And the lady stared me dead in the eyes and made sure that I knew that she was proud of me. It's like a top 11 most uncomfortable I've ever been in my entire life. Mostly, I started talking before I was ready. Oh, you ever do that? You feel like you're going to rip a hole in the bottom of your esophagus? Oh, air and liquid were like shimmying past each other like fat people in a tight hallway. That was, sorry. What was I talking about just before that? Oh, yeah. She made sure that I knew, because she, you know, intimate in the sense, she really, like, made me know, like, that she meant it. And that is very kind, but also I'm not used to that sort of, you know, that sort of earnestness, I guess, sincerity, whatever it is, you know, kindness. So you guys, I did ask for some topics on the old IG, and boy, did you guys deliver. Some of you wrote that you were just like proud and pumped about the dad episode, which again, like you guys reaching out, especially, I don't even think I finished that thought, but the OGs from deep inside the rabbit hole that have heard how I spoke back then from me, that, you know, drinking, therapy, mushrooms, psychedelics, getting my wife pregnant, quitting drinking, having a kid. It's all this like kind of gradual change. And I feel like I'm not going to, but I would almost like to listen to something from back then and then something from right now to get that, like, you know, I see what I am in the mirror. The change is gradual in my eyes. So it's like looking at your kid when they're like, that's a year and that's a year and 9 months old. Like it's like a different human being. So I would like to almost do that, but I absolutely never will. But either way, thank you guys for reaching out. And for those of you who also reached out with some topics, some of you, again, just said positive things. And I appreciate that. I'm just not going to read it on the show because it looks like I'm, you know, just patting myself on the back in front of some people. So I don't know if I should read your name. I won't read your names. I'll just say your first name. This is from Evan. He said, "Hey, Mike, long time, first time. Mike Francesa. I'm sitting at the airport flying back home today after spending the weekend at my last grandparents' funeral. My wife's parents have passed, my mom's health is starting to fail, and my dad is getting up there in age after retiring this year. How does one process their own mortality in a healthy way? Thanks. Love you. Bye." Well, we're starting off light. We're starting off light. I think I intentionally had that as last, and of course I just clicked anything and immediately pulled that up. Yeah, you know, it's weird, man. It's weird when you truly sense the conveyor belt of life, and it only happens, I think, once you start having kids, and then the older generation starts dying off. Because up until that point, you've always been the kid. You've always been the young generation. And even though people are younger behind you, you haven't really paid attention to them because they're just younger yous. They don't come from you. They're not a part of the like generational thing that you're putting together. They're just younger yous, so you just assume that that's like they're more or less the same. But then you have kids and you see the line. You got grandparents, you have great grandparents, as my sons had. My wife's last grandparent just passed away. So it's the exact same thing, and it was really hard because they're a very tight-knit, I almost said Irish, but Italian family. So the grandparents and the elder statesmen actually mean something. And I know culturally that's like a really big deal for a lot of cultures. And then for some, it's like, you know, it's like the new Louis joke of just kick them into a fucking old folks home and you never have to see them again. So it sounds like it was hard for my wife's family, and I had already lost all of my grandparents. So I think it really does click into perspective that like, okay, we're now second. Like now my parents are the grandparents, I'm the parents, my kids are the kids, and the line continues to go. So I don't know. The way I've been processing it is just by acknowledging that that is the reality, that is how things go, and there is a true beauty in the system continuing with or without you. And then I also think one of the things that I've been trying to focus on is the nothingness of before I got here and likely after. So I don't know what I was doing before I got Earthside. I have no clue. It didn't seem like I was in pain. I remember no torture. I remember no screams. I don't remember coming either. They're good or bad. I don't remember anything. So I just assume that afterwards I'm going to be in the same kind of pain-free, consciousness-free atmosphere that I was then. And that actually, it used to bring me a little bit of a panic, but now it brings me a little bit of a, like I rejoice. I mean, that White Lotus thing that describes Buddhism of like, you know, when the big drop hits the ocean and the droplets come up, when they release from the ocean, that's life. That's consciousness, that brief respite from the body of water where you are then an individual drop and then boom, you rejoin. That's kind of how I feel. That's my mushroomy. That's how I make myself feel okay about it. And how others feel okay about it is they genuinely think they're going to meet up with their loved ones at the pearly gates or wherever. And I, you know, as I've gotten older, I no longer thumb my nose at that shit either. It's like, if that's what helps you, I'm that. I'm whatever helps you, man. You know, whatever gets you through each day. And I think whatever makes you a better person to yourself and your family and those around you, I think that's what you should believe. If your beliefs then stem into like, you know, you are a serpent to those around you and you step on the necks of the poor, then, you know, that's another story. But we don't have to get into that. All right. I guess I don't know if I answered that question. I hope I did. And I think it, yeah, because I think about death a lot. And I think once you have kids, that's the first time that it becomes real, because for the first time, somebody depends on you. It's been said a million times. But true, you know, it is like they need me. Before, my wife doesn't need me. She could find, she doesn't even need anybody. She could literally just live and kill her own food with her bare hands. I'm fucking confident of that. If out of nowhere solar flare hit the earth, it would take my wife about 11 minutes to be dressed in a full loincloth with blood circulating around her. And that's just because she went down on her friend. But then she'd find a possum to eat. We'll be right back. All right, next question. This one, I didn't catch the name, so okay. I'm about to have a second kid. My first is almost 5. There you go, same gap as me. I'm very excited, but have been thinking about how it already feels different than the first. There is less urgency due to having been through it before. For example, we're 3 weeks out from the due date and haven't picked a name yet. I don't want the lack of urgency to translate into less attention toward the new kid, but in some ways that seems inevitable with time and attention being split between two. Did you feel any of this? How do you navigate this? This is brilliant. The simple fact that you're this self-aware and you're kind of like tabulating your thoughts as they're coming through you in real time to this accuracy is like, you're good. male or female. I genuinely don't know if you're a dude or a woman. I cut your name completely off, and for that, I apologize. But I mean, this awareness is how you navigate it. Is the simple fact that like it's inherently going to be different. You already have a kid to care for. Their dynamic makes their lives already different. Somebody's got to be the oldest kid. Somebody's got to be the youngest kid. You can try your best to kind of, make them feel less of that, but it's also like it's kind of an unavoidable part of who they become, because the older, especially being 5 years, as I've seen, takes on as a protector. Like my son, and of course there's bouts of other shit where we'll get into that, but like the fact that he's like, I'm my brother's keeper. I watch out for him. If any other kid comes this way, I got it. Like he's teaching him how to do stuff. That you're going to get such pride through that. And I know that like that seems like no shit, but the way it hits you, it's like anything in parenting where you think that you can quantify it in your head before it actually happens, but then you're in it and you're like, oh, this transcends all feelings, this transcends all emotion, it transcends words. I can't possibly describe this, but seeing your kids interact in their roles and then also seeing that develop and evolve over time. Like I just watched we were driving to the soccer field today just to kick the ball around, and my youngest, Luca, is making crew laugh. And like genuinely, not bullshit, like, and he's like, oh, you're a baby. I'm saying he's doing bits and crew's laughing. And I'm just like watching in the rear view these two things that I helped create and bring into this world, having free will and choosing to enjoy each other. That is uncut fish scale cocaine in both nostrils, for symmetry. Neither one is clogged. I mean, there's no better feeling than that. So with that said, the togetherness of it, I think like I've really put an onus on the fact that they're brothers, and I want them to feel not what's the word? Like not like forced together, but I want them to feel connected forever, because I think that's an important relationship, especially with what the previous guy was saying, as people are passing away. You have your siblings, you have your people. Of course, I have my family that is also not my blood, because I've had a tumultuous relationship with my family. So their closeness will branch out, but I want them to have that home base with each other. So like it's really important for me to like, I'm saying like a lot. It's because I'm without words, but it's because I want them to have confidence in the relationship that the two of them have. And I want that to be a very solid foundation for the two of them. Now, individually, I still find it really important to have independent days with my sons. And that's to say, it's not just your youngest, because you're going to feel that too of like, oh, I did this with my first one, so I have to imprint, like you're Jacob from Twilight. You're like, I have to imprint in the same way on my next son, or else we're not going to have the exact same relationship. And you're right to an effect, and you have to have that independent thing. But you also, I think a big thing is understanding that your oldest is still a kid. Because I've fucked up with that where like, sometimes I've been like, please, dude, stop doing what you're doing. Please stop hitting your brother, or whatever it might be. And then I've had to stop myself from mid-frustration, just please, to be like, you are also 7 years old. This is your first time on this planet, and it is my mistake that I'm putting this on you for you to like act like you should have this figured out. I'm wrong for that. You shouldn't have this figured out. I'm saying, of course there's progress to be made, but like, just remember that your oldest is still a kid, and they're still trying to figure out their own impulses and emotions and regulating all this shit as well. And that's purely me projecting my own personal experience. But I do think that's probably a pretty consistent experience across the board, because my poor older sister, there's something about Irish older sisters. They kind of become secondary mom. And she knew no other and they didn't really even check in with her. Like, are you okay with this responsibility? They were just like, you're now 11. You're a mother. Pick it up. And so, and I don't know. I just think that's a lot for somebody to hold. And that's part of actually also, I don't know, part of just establishing the roles, I think, is like oldest, youngest, all that stuff. I don't know. I think I lost my thought by the end, but okay. Bilal, we have a couple more questions left, and then I'm going to try to get my son in for a quick interview, but who knows? Hold on. Let me see where we're at. 21 minutes. I cannot believe how long I can just piss out of my mouth. It's ridiculous. Bilal H. Would be interesting to hear about your start in comedy, where you got started, when you came to NYC, what comics you started with, memorable bombs when you first leveled a room. I mean, I feel like I've told this a lot, but I'll give you the abridged version for sure, and then maybe I'll do a Patreon. I mean, if this is like legitimately of interest, I could do a deep dive into this and actually discuss it, because that would be fun. I still have old sets. Like, I have old sets that I have on DVDs or burned DVDs that I can turn digital. I still have a CD-ROM somewhere, I think. But yeah, so that would be a funny Patreon exclusive of just like discussing 2008 through 2009 New York City comedy. But that's when I started. I started sometime in 09 or 08, 09. I remember it being cold. Maybe it was late 08 into 09, and I passed out flyers in Times Square. I did that for a long time. Which is kind of dangerous. It's because you're on people's territories. Those guys in the double-decker buses, half of them have like murder charges in the countries they've come from, and they're doing some sketchy shit over here just to make cash. But and I only know that from newspaper articles. There's whatever. There have been I remember back then when I was passing out flyers, a guy got picked up from a double-decker bus, and it turned out he was like a multiple homicide guy in wherever the fuck. It was great. But yeah, so I handed out flyers for a long time for Broadway Comedy Club. I worked The World, which was their upstairs room. I sat people. It was all at the same time right when I started, because I was really into like, you got to earn your keep. You got to pay your dues. I read every single book with stand-up, which I would still recommend to anybody who's starting now. Like, I actually think that's what's kind of missing from young comics. And I'm not like, yeah, back in my day. I'm just saying, like, know your history. Like, know where this has come from and where it's headed. And also, like, it will get you to not do jokes that were done in the 80s. Like, there's a ton of new comics that are just doing, like, did you guys know that women be shopping? And you're like, come on, man. Have you watched zero stand-up comedy and just decided to jump into it with no information of what anybody has done? So I read every single book, Born Standing Up, when the documentary When Stand-Up Stood Out, Road Comic, Rich Scheidner's documentary. I watched Seinfeld's documentary, of course. I read the book I Killed, which is like a perfect toilet book. It just tells stories from the road from all these great comics. Comedy at the Edge, like that book, the book that Showtime show that wasn't very good was built on, or was based on, the LA Comedy Store, and it talked about the strike and all that stuff. So I love stand-up. I love doing stand-up, but I also like really fell deeply in love with it, and I was a massive fan of it as I was just getting started. So, I'm listening to Maron, because that's when his podcast came out, which is perfect for a young comic, because it's talking about especially his early episodes where it's not like Barack Obama. It's comics that he had a problem with in a green room once. And it's talking about like dynamics and how you should act on the road and how you shouldn't be towards a headliner. It's like, it's kind of interesting information that you can get without getting your teeth kicked in a little bit. So again, I'd recommend even going back and listening to that stuff. I passed out flyers. I sat people. I answered phones at Broadway Comedy Club. I did prom shows, 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. And then I got home at 4 a.m., would smoke pot so I could get to sleep by 5 a.m. I would wake up by 7 a.m., and I would get to work by 9 a.m. Granted, I was in my mid-20s, so this is like, you can do that sort of thing back then, but if I had to do that now, man, I assume I would have a heart attack a couple months in, because it was grueling. Now this is completely like, this is not applicable. How I started, it's like me trying to tell you what I learned about advertising in college. It's like you guys have a completely new system. My degree is 100% meaningless, both because I went into comedy and also because the field has changed so much. But yeah, I did my fair share of bringers, some Bob DeBono shows, some Gladys from the comic strip. I did a bunch of open mics there. I mean, I bombed heartily on set. A lot of shows, big shows, small shows. You know, I got attacked on stage a few times. One by a 40-year-old man who was shit-faced on his birthday, and I don't even know what the miscommunication was. I think I made fun of him for like 2 seconds for celebrating his 40th, like just with one friend in a free bar show, and I guess that just struck a little too close to home, and it hurt his feelings, and he attacked. He was so fucked up. It was like, you know, disarming Stephen Hawking. Like, you're going to point a pistol at me? How about I just pressure point you, and that's the end of that. But yeah, I'll go deeper into it maybe on a Patreon episode because I assume nobody else is all that interested. But maybe a few more things. Humbly submit late 90s basketball as a topic. And this is how we lose the rest of the crowd. Take it anywhere. 98 All-Star Game. Karl Malone perceived as a folksy hero to Mormon Utah. That's crazy. Have they disowned him as a state yet? I mean, if you guys are unfamiliar about Karl Malone and why you shouldn't like him, just look up Karl Malone, 12-year-old, pregnant. That'll put it together for you. The guy is a sack of shit. And then also did not even acknowledge the son he graped into a child until he was like in the NFL. Yeah, that guy sucks. He sucked. I knew he sucked while he was playing. I hated his game. I hated the fact that he refused to shave his head and instead put in like enhancer. Like he had Soul Glow in the last bits of his hair. And I was like, this guy probably has sex with children or something. But he's the absolute worst. I can't stand Karl Malone, and I implore all of you to speak ill of him any chance that you get. Denzel Washington giving Ray Allen the business, and He Got Game. You know what? And if you don't know, He Got Game, one of the best basketball movies of all time. Fantastic. I still think I like Blue Chips better, even though it doesn't have the nudity. But I think Nick Nolte maximizes that performance and is like the closest to Bobby Knight or that level of dysfunctional coach that has ever existed in fiction. But He Got Game is so damn good. And this is the kind of story that my mom would just love. Like, she loved telling me the fact that while filming, Denzel Washington and Ray Allen are playing this big one-on-one game towards the end, and Denzel scored a few points on him. Like, for real. Wasn't supposed to. That wasn't in the script, but he started playing for real. I guess kind of caught Ray Allen off guard and scored a few points, started talking shit, and then Ray, of course, you know, Jesus'd his way through. Jesus Shuttlesworth. Praise be. But my mom, for whatever reason, just loved that shit, and she would always kind of remind me of stories like that. What I remember of just even 90s basketball in general is, one, being such a huge Knicks fan and always coming up short, the heartbreak of that, but loving the fact that they were tough. Like, I love the fact that New York, we may not have won, which this is so funny, it actually kind of makes sense for who I am right now, but they may not have won, but they are tough and resilient, and maybe in 25 years I will, but and they are tough and resilient, and they make it through. You know, they make you proud. They never give up. They look you know, Jordan in the face, and they're like, fuck you, dude. You don't intimidate me. A less talented John Starks is not intimidated by Michael Jordan. Fucking threw it on him. Lefty, off two. He was kind of on the side, but Horace Grant more caught the brunt of that. But I just love that. And I really remember also, though, is like, despising Michael Jordan when he played the Knicks. And then also, I've always been this guy where I've just been like, I love him. How can I love basketball and not love the best guy at it ever? I can't love the sport. The sport cannot be my favorite sport, and then I do not like the best person who's ever played. I feel the exact same about LeBron, where it's like, these people that say he sucks or they hate him or he's corny. It's like, who fucking cares? You need your athlete to be cool, to be like, yeah. The guy has been like, he was raised by a teen chick. So he has like teenage girl personality, kind of. He also has hot girl personality because ever since he was a teenager, he's been like, this way, sir, whatever we can give you. Okay. I mean, granted, has, financially struggled and made it through all that shit, but like more or less was guided by his talent and allowed to kind of step wherever the fuck he was been and all this attention and all that stuff. And I can't imagine people just being like, I hate people that love basketball. Like, I can't stand LeBron. It's like, then I don't know if you actually like basketball, if you watch for the soap opera of it all. Because if you're more hung up on the dramatics, then you watch this like, it may as well be your one night to live or one. I think my dad was on that. I do remember my mom used to root for Reggie Miller. When the Knicks would play the Pacers, she would just like, I remember like I would always watch on my stomach on the ground, almost like that was like an extra level of focus. Like I would just be like laying there in a bunker watching. And my mom would be on the couch behind, and I just remember her kicking me. Anytime Reggie would make a huge shot, or God damn it, the 8 points in 8 the 9 points in 8 seconds, or whatever it was. She, oh my God, are you watching? Again, because she loved the story of Reggie Miller growing up with an older sister, who is at that point the greatest mythological basketball player of all time. Wilt, there was some film on him at least. For Cheryl Miller, there's very little film. There's some, of course, but she legitimately would score over 100 points in a couple games. Not just one with a piece of paper, and there's no video recording of it. There is audio, but you could fake that easy and add in some, aging static. But I'm talking, there is video of her, I think, scoring 100 points, and there's actual evidence of it. And she would beat the brakes off her younger brother, Reggie Miller, all the time. So it's this story of the sister dominating a backyard brawls all the time. And then finally, that's how he got tough. He got his ass kicked constantly by his sister. And then finally, he grew and he grew and he toughened up and he played. And now he's not afraid of Michael Jordan. He's not afraid of the Knicks. And again, it's like, I love basketball. I fucking hate Reggie Miller as a Knicks fan. And I love Reggie Miller as a basketball fan. I don't know if that makes sense, and that makes me either a hypocrite or whatever, but it is how I view things. Like, I just think that I love hoops so much, I have to at least appreciate what a complete, like, cold-blooded psychopath that guy was in the most pressure situations. And, same with Jordan. It's like the Burr bit. It's like we are all very lucky that Michael Jordan chose to play basketball and didn't go into, like, government. He could easily be a war criminal. I mean, he would make cold, calculated decisions and feel nothing afterwards. But man, yeah. Guys, this has been a pretty fun episode, I think. I'm going to try to get my son as the tail end, but just understand if I didn't, and this is where it ends, I think this is still a success. It's the third solo episode in a row. I'm going to try to do a Patreon tomorrow. Maybe I'll ask Andy to do that. Sorry, that was snotty of me, but yeah, please do a Patreon at least. You have a phone, but either way, sign up for the Patreon if you want to check out some additional content. We have a live show that went up that we did. Rosebud is on that episode. You could see the cracks in the foundation. That's a fun one. We had Casey Balsham and Robbie Slowick. And Mike Racine was on that. I forget who else, but it was a great episode. That's up there, and we do an extra 30 minutes every single week. And you guys have been awesome. Again, thank you to everybody that reached out after the dad episode. I'm grateful. I'm appreciative, and we'll see you next week. Bye. All right, what's up? We are back with my boy, Crew. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, you have to talk into the microphone. There you go.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Good.
This is your first podcast. 7 years old.
I know.
You're going to have a credit before all your friends.
Okay.
You dropped your pillow?
Yeah, I don't need it.
So, You got to keep the microphone up by your face. There you go. So we were practicing some questions in the car before.
I know.
Because you were like, what were you going to ask? So what was the first question was, you just finished first grade. You're moving around. You just finished first grade. It's the summer. Before you start second grade, we just said a month left of summer. Can you believe it?
No.
Is that, does that seem like a long time to you, or does that seem like a short time?
The shortest time ever.
Keep up by your mouth. There you go.
Why is it not working?
No, it's working. You're good. You can't hear. It's not like a comedy club. Like, we have no speakers. It's just going to the recorder.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can't. It seems like the shortest time ever. Just a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, it's only 1 month.
1 month left, dude. That's it. But that's great. 30 days, and then you're gonna start. And we still have Luca's birthday.
And in August, they're gonna find out my teacher.
Well, exactly. So there's stuff to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
Now, what has been your favorite part so far of the first month of summer?
My birthday.
Yeah, that was so fun. What was the best part of it?
Playing a basketball game at the end.
Playing the basketball game?
Yeah.
I mean, it was how many of your friends
Crossing
went?
the kids' ankles.
Yeah, you did snatch a kid's ankles. That was pretty sweet. I will say that. It was fun to watch as a dad. But, so how many friends did you have over?
Like 70?
You had 70 people? I mean, that's including
No,
parents,
70,
right?
yeah, 75 including parents.
That's crazy, man.
No,
I have
stop.
never had, I don't think until my wedding did I have as big of a party as that.
Did I have like a bigger one?
I think you've had bigger ones. I think the first year your first birthday may have been the most crazy one because it was, you don't think so?
There was a lot less people.
You think so?
Yeah, there was like,
You remember?
yeah, there was like 28.
28. I don't know because it was during the pandemic.
No, turning 6?
No, I'm saying first birthday.
Oh, my first
Your
birthday.
first birthday. So I don't think you remember,
Yeah,
but there's
I don't know.
videos of it. Very sweet. You were like, people were singing you happy birthday. And
Wait,
you're like,
like-
oh, shucks, get out of here, please.
Wait,
No.
my first birthday turning 1?
Yeah, turning 1.
But I couldn't even talk yet.
No, you couldn't talk, yeah. But you were given funny, like, you didn't like the singing. It was too much concentrated attention, I think, at the same time.
That's what always happens.
But now you're all about it.
I don't care about it now.
Yeah, we were talking, and I said to you, I was like, I really think that jiu-jitsu was really good, right? Because it prepared you for uncomfortable situations.
No,
You don't think so?
maybe.
Maybe. Do you still think about jiu-jitsu ever? And is that something you want to do?
Nope.
All right. So you just like the current sports that you're playing?
Yep.
Are you just going to be looking at your microphone the whole time and trying to take it apart?
No.
So your birthday party, what about Aruba?
Oh, that was so fun.
Right? I mean, we've had a pretty great first month.
With my cousin.
With your cousin, which is the best part, right? They got to come.
If they didn't come, it would be the worst version. The version.
The
I
worst
like-
version?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're glad they came because it would have been, it still would have been fun.
Yeah, it would have been fun, but
The version without them wouldn't have been ideal.
it wouldn't have been fun. The one with them would be more fun.
Yeah, and we got to live that reality, so that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite part about Aruba?
Maybe it's the water slide and sleeping over at
Yeah,
my cousin.
yeah, that's the best. It's because you guys get along so well.
But
You're
the
9
water
months-
slide was so fun.
The water slide was great, and also I think I got some sort of head injury from it because we went down so many times together in a row, and I was holding your head steady, and then my head would just bounce against the slide nonstop.
I told you don't have to keep my head like that.
I know, but I did it because I was like a NASCAR. It like keeps your head in one place so you don't bounce it, and then I was just like loose all over the place, clonking my coconut all over the place.
I never do that when I ride by myself.
No, you just stay completely still.
I'm on my back.
Locked in.
No, you have to do this and then
Yeah, your arms
Put
crossed
an
on your
arch on your-
chest. A little arch on your back
Yeah.
just to make the speed faster.
like Your back up like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, get out of frame. Stay out of frame.
What?
I said stay out of frame.
I'm not in.
I know.
frame.
Well, yeah, I told you. Audio's totally cool. We're trying to,
Okay.
All right. There's a lot of weirdos out there.
Thank you.
Like me. So, where else would you like to travel? Have you thought about where else you'd like to go?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica,
Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah. Now we're talking a little longer flights, so we got to wait for Luca to grow up a little bit.
Asia.
Asia, nice. Which Asian country?
I don't know.
Maybe China?
Yeah, China.
What about Japan?
Yeah, definitely. So I could get like everything.
All the Pokemon?
Yeah, all the Pokemon.
And sushi.
Oh yeah, wait. There's a famous sushi. I feel like
That's where sushi
I
comes
feel
from.
like Japan is like my dream world.
You think so?
Yeah.
I actually think you might be right because you love Super Mario Brothers, and that actually comes from
What?
Japan. Yeah. Pokemon comes
Yep.
from Japan. Oh, I mean, you are Johnny Pokemon at this point. Japan has grown its basketball.
They have.
Of course they have. Yeah, they have
Wait,
basketball.
who's their team?
So they have a Japanese national team. I'm not sure how good they are, but we can look into that after this.
Like,
But
is it? Do they play in the NBA or?
they have this one guy who I don't know what team he was on. He's
And-
actually very short. He's like 5'7", 5'8".
Oh my God, he's 5'7".
I think his name is Suki or something like that. He was on the Grizzlies with Ja Morant,
That he was good.
and he's nasty. He doesn't play all that much because he's kind of small, but he is filthy. His handle is really good. He can shoot really well.
Is he like the guy with the one in Space Jam?
Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues.
He's a little bit bigger than him, but yeah, similar in terms of. But Muggsy,
Wait.
we just watched the first Space Jam.
Is Muggsy Bogues like the smallest basketball player in basketball history?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, 5'3", and do you know the second smallest guy?
Brunson.
No, Brunson is 6'2". He's the modern day David v. Goliath.
Whatever. his
No,
name is.
remember Spud Webb. Remember I showed you his dunk contest? 5'9", played for the Atlanta Hawks, and won the slam dunk contest, I think in 1989, 88, 89.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah, and it looked like, it was crazy because you watch it and it
I
looks
saw- I
like
saw-
a
I
little
saw
kid
him-
dunking.
I saw him on the Greatest Dunks too.
Yeah, they definitely have highlights of him for sure. I remember being a little
Yeah.
kid and being like, I think I can dunk no matter what. Like, this guy is smaller than me. I think I'm going to learn to dunk.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, I dunked. I told you that.
How old?
When I was in high school, I dunked in my yard. Well, in my driveway, I dunked. And then I dunked before a game, which was not allowed. So I actually got a technical foul.
What? Wait, what? On who?
On me. So you're not allowed to touch the rim before the game, or at least that was the rules back when I played. And so anybody that dunked, you got a technical foul. So you wouldn't. You'd just do layups and stuff during the layup line. And I got so fired up because we were playing against our crosstown rival that I just went up and boom and dunked. And then they immediately called the technical, and we started the game down 2-0.
You lost?
I think we ended up losing, yeah, but by far bigger of a margin than 2.
Like what?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Like more than the one when the Spurs lost to the Knicks. Like more than 51.
No, that not more than that. No, that was the Hawks when they beat the Hawks by 50
Who?
something. The Knicks in the playoffs. So can I ask you this?
Oh wait.
This brings up a good topic because we watched most of the NBA Finals together and a
thought it was
lot of
against
the playoffs.
Spurs. No, it was against the Spurs.
Okay, all right. So did you have a good time watching the NBA like the whole playoffs this year?
Yeah.
What was that like for you to see me and your mom and all the family, all the older members of the family kind of lose their minds a little bit? Because you're used to us being adults and like being kind of not serious, but like, composed. And then the Knicks are winning and we're literally like losing our minds,
Well, like some of the cousins they sometimes do that.
Yeah. Normally. They're like that
Not
anyway.
normally, but like a little bit.
Yeah, more so than the regular adults. So what was it like? Did you have a good time? Was it fun? What was your favorite part of the Knicks playoff run?
They winning the championship.
Just winning the championship. Maybe the OG tip.
Yeah.
I still remember, and I'll
Yeah.
remember that. I'll remember this vision for my entire life. And you're the best kid, man. I love you so much. You had this. You were watching the Knicks game, and you were so nervous about them winning or losing that you wrapped yourself in the blanket like E.T. in the front of the bike, and you were just watching like this. And right when OG tipped it in, I grabbed Uncle Joey, which I don't think I've ever even hugged him in real life. And I grabbed him and I hugged him. And then I turned to you and you're wrapped up in your blanket. And I was like, ah! And you just started laughing hysterically. It was like you had never seen your dad just look like such a cartoon character in your whole life.
Wait. Do it like you're not even thinking, but like when they win the championship, do it again. Wait, was that actually your face when that happened?
I think so. I don't know. You have a better look at my face than I do. I only see from the inside out. Trippy, right? All right, so let me ask you this to close out the interview, because this has been great.
No, I want to keep doing it.
You want to keep going? Well, you want to do a 3-hour pod?
Sure.
All
I
right.
don't care.
Well, what is your
No,
current opinion on the state of the world?
not like 3 hours, but like a lot bit longer than that.
All right, fair enough. Let me ask you, what are you looking forward to the most about second grade?
I'm excited to find out who my teacher is,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering if I'm going to be with any of my classmates.
Any of your from first grade or kindergarten or both?
First grade.
First grade. Would you like to like run it back entirely? Like, would you love to have just the same exact class, or would you like a mix?
I would like some replacements.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair. And also, it's fun to get like, because that's what happens sometimes in school is that you make best friends, right? And then sometimes those best friends carry into the next year where they stay in your class. But then sometimes they go to another class.
Why is Dominic? He's always the class next to me.
Well, that's
But
great, though, because that means you can maintain
I
your best
always-
friendness while making new friends.
Yeah, I always go to gym with him.
How cool is that? It's your best bud, and you get to do your favorite thing with your best bud, which is gym.
I mean, I can't think about doing it without him.
Right. It would be too much for you emotionally.
No. It would just be weird.
Yeah. I feel that. That's
It's been 2 times in a row.
This is going to be your first time, though, being actually, I guess second time since
The king of the school.
king of the school, the oldest grade, right? The
How's
top,
it the
the
second?
upperclassmen.
Oh, second because
Yeah, let's bleep that. But yes,
what? Bleep what?
it's okay.
What does bleep mean?
It just means cut it out, because I don't want people to know where you go. You know, it's just not. I'm just not trying to put that information out into the world. You hear what I'm saying? I know this whole thing is topsy turvy. What are you even doing on this podcast in the first place? Are you having fun? Isn't this ridiculous that this is part of my job?
Yeah,
What do you think? Do you respect it?
a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. What do you like? Do you like podcast? Do you like that I do podcasting more or stand up more?
What do they even mean?
Well, stand up is when I do it in front of a live audience and I tell jokes. And podcasting is just like this. I just talk nonsense in front of a camera.
I don't know. Maybe like both.
Do you think there
equal?
will be a time where you actually come on stage with me, not to necessarily tell a joke, but just at the end to say goodbye to everybody? Because we tried to do that in Newport, Rhode Island, and you got a little stage fright, and that's totally fine. We did kind of say goodbye at the very end, but it's a lot, right? It's a lot of attention. It's a lot of eyes.
Yeah, so like everybody thought I got creeped out.
That's a reasonable human reaction to it. It's great. That just means like, hey, all right, this is too much for you. You'd rather do something else. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up at this point in your life?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Well, it's gone from you were thinking zoologist.
No,
No, not anymore.
definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay, so
Maybe.
that's out of here.
Maybe.
I like that though.
It's still in. It's still
It's
in.
still in. Yeah, you'll always
Like-
love animals
It's
regardless.
like half in.
Half in. So what else are the options? What do you think?
Oh, scientists.
Scientists, nice.
Oh yeah, that like figures out different.
Inventions and stuff?
Yeah, food. Remember?
Oh, yeah. What was the food idea that you had?
Schmiddles.
Schmiddles, and what was it?
What?
It was crushed fruit, real fruit, inside a Skittle thing. So it's not the poison of actual Skittles. It's real fruit, freeze-dried. And then you also said there might be a chocolate shell to it, right?
No, like there's chocolate inside. Like no, like the mini piece. Like the fruit is. It's like a donut.
Mm-hmm.
The fruit is in the shape of a donut. The chocolate's right there.
Ooh, I love that. And it's called Schmiddles?
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's fantastic. I would like to invest.
Maybe.
Maybe? You might cut me out? What the heck?
No, you're not going to get cut out.
Okay, so you might be a scientist inventor.
Cut out the people that like that think Skittles are better than them.
That's what I'm talking about. We're going to take the market over. Yeah. Be like, guys, you ever heard of Skittles? Well, how about Schmiddles? Taste the rainbow. We'll steal their slogan, too.
What?
What?
Steal their what?
I said we'll steal their slogan, too.
What's slogan?
Slogan, that's like their taste the rainbow. They say Skittles, taste the rainbow. That's their slogan. It's like their thing.
Wait, I'm thinking of a new one.
Okay. Schmiddles.
Taste the fruit.
Brilliant! It's brilliant, mate. Nobody's ever thought of such a good idea in the history of inventions. I love that.
What happens if I press this?
Nothing. Just the cord will come undone, and then nobody will be able to hear you.
Oh, that's
So I guess
bad.
not nothing.
That's bad.
That is bad. But so okay. So scientist, zoologist. What What are you? Is there anything that you're nervous about for second grade?
Making new friends.
Making new friends. Now, does it help that you've done that easily, or at least like
I don't really.
you've done it very well your whole
I don't really
life?
do it easily. I
Yeah.
figure it out.
You figure it out. I love that. So it doesn't necessarily come easy, but you figure out a way to introduce yourself and to have a conversation and all those things.
Uh-huh.
That's great, man. I love that. I'm very proud of you, and this was awesome. I'm super pumped that you got to come on the pod, and we had a little chat. And
I want to keep going.
I know, but we got to leave them wanting more. That's the key to showbiz. Always don't give them too much. Leave them wanting more. Folks, we'll see you next time. Say bye.
Bye.
Say, Andy, come back.
Andy, come back.